Hello, my name is Dan Anthony. I've worked in IT and the GRC side of cybersecurity for about 20 years, and just scrolling through the cybersecurity subreddit, found a post asking, why aren't you landing entry-level jobs? And I'll throw the link in the description. At any rate, as I was looking through responses on there, I found someone who noted, yes, I am a student now and realizing that my degree is useless, and couldn't let that fly. So I responded with just a quick blurb about, look, your degree isn't useless unless you have zero experience, right? Get a help desk job or work in any of the major domains, networks, servers, databases, programming, and right, you do that for a few years. So you've got your degree, you've got 5 to 10 years of experience, right? Grab a certification or two, you'll be fine. And someone else couldn't let my response fly and just gave me a 5 to 10 years and 4 years of schooling for an entry-level security job is insane and unrealistic. So you can take my response here with whatever size grain of salt you need. That said, I'm going to jump right in. 5 to 10 years and a 4-year degree for an entry-level job is insane and unrealistic, and that is exactly what so many cyber professionals in the cybersecurity subreddit especially have continually said over the last 10 years. There are not entry-level cybersecurity jobs. Or that they're just rare. They are remarkably rare. The rest of them, it's called entry level, and we say it in air quotes. But the short version is you are competing for entry-level cybersecurity jobs against people that do have that experience and the degree and some certs. And more. As of this recording, April 2025, there are senior IT and cybersecurity professionals across the United States who have been laid off 2 years now. And they're starting to look at empty savings accounts, and they're starting to not apply for senior or senior only and management type roles. They're starting to look else. They're starting to look a little further down the chain, especially for remote jobs. And it is insane. And yeah, and that's not just a product. That's partly a product of the current economy, but another facet is that's not just some asinine 5 to 10 year requirement that so many current professionals slogged through IT. It's our hobby, right? This is what we do on nights and weekends. And there are a lot of conversations from my time both in IT and cyber when I've had with coworkers where we're comparing our home networks, right? What do you got? I got Ubiquiti, I got Cisco, I got, Ruckus or whatever. Nobody ever had Dell or HP. Right? Or you're comparing a server setup or media streaming setup or different things, comparing notes and troubleshooting. And it's funny how often I've heard, hey, can't come to game night or can't come hang out, do whatever this weekend because my Ubiquiti, my Cisco, my new equipment just got here, and that's what I'm doing this weekend. Right. So for a lot of professionals in cyber today, we're here because those 5 to 10 years spent in IT working on the tech side were legitimately enjoyable. They were good years, good times spent with fellow nerds. And I highly doubt that I'm alone in making that move from IT side over to the cyber side was not easy. That was not a no-brainer for me. It was actually a tough decision. So love of tech, current economy, love of tech, those are a couple of the reasons. And then a third reason is that there are just some people whose services you are paying for that you want to know they have experience. If you're having surgery, right? Do you want a surgeon who's fresh out of medical school? Or do you want a surgeon who did medical school, an internship, right, couple years internship, couple years residency, and right, has some experience? What if they're a neurosurgeon, right? You want to see some gray in their hair, probably. I would. And a lot of businesses look at their cybersecurity teams with that exact same expectation that you have experience. And that's from a liability perspective, right? They want to know that someone, whoever is working for them, has experience and can see that. On the flip side, would you want to be that surgeon who's straight out of medical school, right? Who's operating on somebody? That surgeon is in a position where a simple mistake that, right, any other person could make can be fatal, and they can be held personally liable for that. And in that sense, cybersecurity is similar, because if we make a mistake, that cyber mistakes kill businesses, can kill businesses. Right, you're not killing a person. Hopefully you're not killing a person, but right. And we're seeing over the last about 10 years, we're seeing more and more business leaders who are being held criminally and civilly liable for business decisions. Yes, caveat, yeah, it's generally people who are making intentionally more, like, there's no moral ambiguity about it, right? They're just horrible decisions where they're trying to cover their butt, and they're easy people to prosecute. But if you haven't been working in the field long enough, you can get caught up in that sort of thing and not know if this is maybe I should document what just happened versus I absolutely need to document and have my own copies of what just happened. Right. And I know how terrifying what I just said sounds. Those scenarios get big headlines, just like the big hacks, and they get the headline because they're rare. But just like so many other risks that are dealt with in cybersecurity, it's something that has to be on your radar. It's something you always got to be thinking about. So there's the big question of the day, right? Are you hearing that and going, hey, that's kind of cool, this sounds exciting and fun? Or are you hearing that and going, wow, I don't want to slog through like 5 to 10 years of tech? Sounds like a slog. That sounds like awful, just busy work. And these are good things to know. So hearing that 5 to 10 years can feel unrealistic and intimidating if you're at the bottom of that hill looking up. But if you enjoy IT and tech and you find yourself going down those rabbit holes and digging deeper in any of those primary domains, then it goes by remarkably quickly, and you find yourself staring at that, do I really want to leave my current IT job to go do this cyber thing question? It turns out to be a very hard question sooner than it feels like. This is fun. I enjoy making these videos. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints. Until next time, thanks for watching.